Hey, so you've both certainly been celebrated now as incredible performers in your respective your voice and your guitar playing and singing. Do you take the stage now as hosts with that same confidence?
Maybe once a year. That's about it.
It's hard. It's a completely different ball game, though. I mean,
right.
I know when he's got a guitar in his hand, he's just all over the place, and like there's nobody else like him. And I feel
nice
confident when I'm on stage. Like that's my home. And but then when you're hosting something, I mean, the night inevitably, like if you blow it, like the whole thing is shot in one way or another. We don't want people to leave the show saying, oh, those hosts, we want them to be like, oh my gosh, that performance and this performance and that joke, and to focus on the good stuff. We don't want to be the reason the show is bad.
The music is 90% of this show. Bad music, good music, that's where it lives and breathes. It needs to, be the best it can be there, and it always is. That's the best part about the Country Music Awards is it's produced in such a manner that you see a good cross-section of what's going on, and then it's our job to just not run the train off the rails.
If you could host somewhere in history in country music, who would you like to imagine? What year in country music would you like to imagine bringing out some of those great performers?
Well, it's easy to say this, but I say 2010. I really want to do. I want to do it now. This is a great time. I mean, we rose from the flood. The music is down home and relatable on the radio. It's we've got one of our widest ranging audiences in history, and
it really is something for everybody in country music. People can turn on the radio or watch the CMA Awards and find something that they absolutely love, and probably be completely introduced to something they might not have ever heard of or known or thought they'd be interested in, and it's just a really cool night. A lot of talent.
It's clear that to host country music's biggest night, you need two of country music's biggest stars. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our host, the 44th Annual CMA Award Show host, Mr. Brad Paisley and Miss Carrie Underwood. Please welcome. Thank you.
do we say so? Oh, this is not yet.
That one's taller.
We'll be totally willing to take your questions at this time.
We're just really excited, FYI. We're excited. Third time's a charm, I think.
She is.
And I am, because I get to host with Brad.
She should be. No, I'm kidding. We're pretty prepared before we go out. We definitely do. Some of the best lines for last year's show, as well as even the year before that, were, I guess, developed together sitting in a room just a couple days prior. Last year, one of my favorite moments came about 48 hours before the show, which we were sitting around talking about how to end the monologue. We felt like it was really cool with these songs and sort of parodies of old country songs, bringing in timely things, but it needed an ending. And she said out of the blue, "Don't Tim and Faith both have fragrances?" And that's where I loved that whole bit. Yeah. It was really, for me, being able to call out Tim and Faith on the front row, knowing that when I said I'm wearing McGraw, that I knew what he would do, which was, he was like, because I know there's a part of Tim McGraw, as cool as it is, as many guys wear the fragrance, that's a little horrified that there's a fragrance with his name out there on it, just like I would be.
The past 2 years have been so good, and like I said, last year was, like the first one, I was so proud of us, but in the differences between last year and the year before, I feel like we were just so much more comfortable, like on stage, being hosts, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It flies by.
Yeah, it's much different experience than there's very few people who understand that, and you have to have hosted something like this to know how much more fun it becomes. And it reminds me of something that Jimmy Dickens said yesterday at the Opry thing, when he said this out of the blue, and I hadn't really thought of it, but the reason that the Opry is so great is the same reason that the CMA Awards are so great, and that is that you're standing there in a room full of all of your friends getting together to sing songs. And Carrie and I, being able to stand on that stage and be the person that says something nice about somebody before they come out, or something funny or whatever, you feel such a part of it. It's 3 hours, right? Yeah. So it feels like 15, 20 minutes when you're hosting, because there's just no time for anything else. You have to be ready for whoever, trips and falls on stage, or you have to be sort of prepared for them to, last year they couldn't get you in your dress, so I went out and introduced somebody I wasn't supposed to. These things happen. But they couldn't find her. I don't know what she was doing.
Pretty sure you just made that up.
No, there was one that you were supposed to introduce, and I went and did.
Maybe you just did it on your own.
It
and
could have
there
been
was
that. I get really...
'Cause I don't remember being panicked about my
No, I
dress.
think what they said was Carrie's changing, so they said you just go out and...
Huh.
We didn't tell you.
They lied to you, buddy.
Actually, I get so into it that I see the prompter and I walk out. I don't care whose name it is.